Well, hi everybody. Welcome to another edition of Getting to Know the BMO. Asad Naeem is our mortgage specialist with the BMO. We've got all sorts of topics that we've talked about that are on our YouTube channel. But today we're doing one thing that's pretty important, and that is pre-qualification for your mortgage amount. As I say, Asad is here to tell us all about it. Asad, good to see you again, buddy. You're looking very smart.
Thank you very much. You as well, Stu. How's that going?
Yeah, good. Actually, it's steady at the moment, and it's nice because the weather's good. That always helps. So it is important to get pre-qualified. When you see something you want and you've got to put in an offer, then the first thing the other realtor or the listing realtor is going to ask is, are they pre-qualified? And if you're not, then well, A, might not accept the offer because you might be a multi-offer the way it is at the moment. Anyway, what we're saying, aren't we, is get everything ready to go. Then you're ready to go shopping. And if you want to put an offer in, you know what you can get from the lender and you can get the offer going. If you'll talk about that, that'll be great this time. Thank you.
For sure. No, thank you, Stu. The importance, I can't stress how important it is. And it's just not for the shopper, it's just not for the seller, it's for all related parties. It just makes the entire transaction go a lot smoother and a lot more efficient. And well, I'll put it in this terms. You only go shopping if you know how much money you have in the bank. You wouldn't go to a Walmart or a Costco without knowing how much money you actually have to spend. And that would make it quite difficult for you to shop. You'd grab a whole bunch of things, put in your card, go to the checkout, and when you go to scan your card and pay for it, find out you don't have enough money. So it's just the same thing in house shopping. You have to know how much is in your wallet or how much you're being backed up for before you actually go house shopping. And in today's market, there's a whole bunch of mortgage brokers and specialists that can do pre-approvals and pre-qualifications. But the most important thing is to have it done and gone through the hands of an underwriter. We can't accept that, there are just rough numbers or there are rough guesses out over there. And for someone to say, hey, you can go for approximately this much without an underwriter backing it. Because a pre-qualification isn't really a pre-qualification, nor do you get a pre-qualification certificate without it passing through underwriting. Once it's passed through underwriting, then you know that a bank or a financial institution will back you for an X amount of dollars for that loan. And then you already know how much of a down payment you have, and you can easily calculate your starting price or your purchase price over there. And Stu, as you said, if there are multiple offers, a lot of selling realtors will ask, is the person pre-approved? Because if there are multiple offers, they want to only entertain those offers which they know will meet financial conditions and be able to buy the house. Or also, it's just a waste of time for everybody involved. Even for the buyer, which is shopping around, you're going to be going around, you're going to be wowed by $1 million homes or $700,000, $850,000 homes, whereas you can only afford maybe $400,000, $500,000. And what happened, you're going to say, oh, the realtor showed me a whole bunch of homes and it was a waste of my time and I can't even buy those. Whereas the person in the first place didn't know how much they could have afforded. So it comes right back around. It is really important for a person to be pre-qualified before actually getting into the housing market to shop. And it gives them a little bit of a confidence that, yes, I can afford this much. The bank can give me a loan of this much. But, there are some, I have to say, there are some flags, or not really flags, but there are some cons to it. Because if you're going for a default insured mortgage where it's only going to be 5%, then your pre-qualification is only going to come from the bank. It's never going to touch a default insurance providers such as CMHC, Sagen, or Canada Guarantee. That's only going to happen once you have a purchase agreement and then that offer becomes a firm deal which goes forward. But it nonetheless gives you a good idea of how much you could afford, at least to begin shopping.
Okay, and I was just thinking as well, if we take a scenario, if someone's going for a condo townhouse, let's say in this market, and we're expecting, as they are at the moment, multiple offers, and offers are going to be looked at in 3 days. That's the way it's going at the moment. But to get the offer accepted, like you said, you've got to be pre-qualified. But the other thing too is everything has to be shortened down because you have to make your offer attractive. So your condition period is usually less. So let's say it's 10 business days. But if you're starting from scratch, even the first thing is you might not get, the bank might not have everything within the condition day that they need from you, documentation and everything. The other thing as well is if it's a condo, townhouse, then there's two things you've got to do probably. Well, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to do your condo documents check. So that's a cost around about 400. Yeah, around about 400 for a document check. A document review, that takes them time as well. But you might want a home inspection as well, particularly in a townhouse. So there's another 400 or around 400 for a home inspection. So what I mean is, if you've done those two things and you've paid for those services, but you're still waiting to hear back from the lender, and the lender declines it, of course, then you've spent all that money for no reason. So really, as we're saying, is you get your ducks in a row. Your first thing is, I can get this amount of money. Let's go shopping. Let's go looking for a nice property. What do you think of that?
That's exactly it. You got to get your ducks in the row. You have to start as soon as possible, and you have to run with it, and just make sure that everything is transparent. You have all the documents ready to provide up front, just so it makes the process smooth and time efficient.
Good. Okay. Well, I think that explains it and everything. So that's another one in our series on our YouTube channel. All right. Well, I wish you a good week, and I'll talk to you this time next week. Assad is the BMO mortgage specialist, of course, and all your details are coming up as well, Assad. So have yourself a good week.
You as well. All right. Take care.